So let's go to our controllers, and here we already have the get post method. Let's create a new method to create a post. Okay, so exports, let's call it create post equals to function similar to what we did here. So it's going to take request and response, and we're going to create a new post. Now the way we can create a new post is based on the information sent to us from the front end, right? So that will come to us by a request. Okay, so what we can do is we can create a new post constant that will be a new post. So we need to import the post model. Okay, just the one we just created here, we need to import that. So we can, here on top we can import that. So let's call it const post capital P, okay, equals to require, and we need to go one step up to models post. Okay, from there we can bring the post, and then we create a new post like so using the new operator, new post. And how do we create a new post? We need to give the title and body, right? So we can get that hopefully from request body. Okay, and you will see how it works, how we send this information from the front end. Okay, so from the postman we will use, and you will see how it works. Okay, we can even actually console log before we even create a new post and save in the database. Let's see the information how we get. Okay, so console log creating post, let's just write down so it's easy to read. Okay, post. So this post will be coming from the request body. Okay, now we need to also make sure that we have the route to create a new post. Okay, currently we have only one route that will give the posts, that will give these two tiny posts, right? So we need to add another route here. So let's copy paste here. Now this time it's going to be a post method, because from the front end we are going to post to the back end, and all we're going to do here is save in the database. Okay, so this is going to be a post method. Unlike get, this is going to be post, and we can give some URL. Let's call it post. Okay, it makes sense because we are creating a new post, so let's call it post. Okay, so this one's going to be now create post. Okay, so make sure it is right, create post, this new method. Okay, so this is our post controller. Now you could obviously extract only these methods here like so. Okay, like so, but let me leave it as it is, but feel free to use it like so if you feel like it. Okay, okay, so we have the create post route, we have the controller, we have the model. That means we are ready to create a new post. Let's give it a try. Let's go to the terminal first, make sure our application is running. So npm run dev, let's run it. Okay, everything is fine. Let's go to postman and let's give it a try. First let's make a get request. We should see these posts. Okay, that's fine. Now we want to create a new post. Okay, so the URL is /post, right? That's the one we create. In the routes, just post. Yep. Okay, so to create a new post we need to send, what do we need to send? First thing, we need to make sure that it is a post method, not get. Okay, change that to post. Let's go to body. Okay, and from all these options let's go to raw, click here, and when you click you get this option. Click here and choose a JSON, application JSON. Okay, so that is the type we need. Now we can create a JSON format here to submit a new data. So the title, okay, this is new post. Okay, and it's body, this is body for my new post. Okay, something like that. Okay, so this way we should be able to create a new post. We are sending the title and body. Okay, so this is going as a request body. You see that? That's why we created our controller here, and we created a post based on the request body. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, we're sending as a request body. Okay, and even in the headers you can come here. Okay, and then you can type content type like so, which I already have here. So let me get rid of this. So make sure you have the content type set to application JSON, that is going in the headers from the request, and the body of the request will have this information, title and body. Okay, now let's give it a try. Let's hit send. Okay, you don't see anything here because we're not responding with anything. We're not giving the JSON as response. However, we should see a new post here. You can see here creating post, and we got the ID. Now this is due to the MongoDB. Anything you create, they give the unique identifier automatically. Okay, because if you go to the controller here, we are console logging the post, which is a new instance of the post. Okay, Mongo's post model, it's a new instance. So instead, let's give it a try. Let's try request body. Okay, because we want to see what we get in the request body, right? Do we get the title and body? Let's have a look. Okay, change this to request body and come here and try it one more time. Let's send it. Okay, so it will say loading because we're not responding any JSON. That's fine. Let's come here. Okay, and you see creating post is undefined. Why is that? We send the title and body from here as a request. Like this is the header, request header, content type application JSON, and this is the body we send, right? Title and body. What we're getting undefined, and that's because Express by itself, it doesn't parse the request body. Okay, so that's why there is a very popular package called body parser. Okay, and every Express application you start, people normally use that, they install, but I wanted to wait for this time because I wanted to show you why you need to use body parser. Okay, so this is the reason you need to use body parser, because without that we don't get the body parsed. So we are sending the request body, but that information is not being parsed. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to install that package. Okay, so let me stop this server and let me install npm install body parser. Okay, so while that's happening, let's go to app.js and let's require this one. Okay, so const body parser equal to require body parser. Now we can use this as a middleware. Okay, so app.use body parser, and this one comes with this JSON method that will format the JSON. Okay, so any incoming request has the body, request body, that will be passed to the JSON format. Beautiful, that's all we need. Okay, let's save this file and let's run our development server once again. Okay, now what do we have here in the controller? We are console logging the request body. Let's see if we get the title and body this time. Okay, let's send one more time. Let's go to the console, and great, finally we got the request body that is parsed, and as you can see, it has been parsed in JSON format, and we have the title and body. Beautiful. Now we can go ahead, create a new post, save in the database. Let's do that quickly. It's been quite long, but let's do it. It is exciting, isn't it? So what we can do is, let me just comment the console log out now. So we are creating a new post. Okay, that will automatically assign the new ID in the MongoDB. Okay, so what we can do now is we can say post dot save, use this method. But in Node.js you always have to think about handling errors. Okay, so when you're trying to save the post, two things will happen. Okay, so use the function here. Okay, so two things will happen. One will be error, one will be result, or error or success. Okay, so we always need to handle if there was an error. If error, we would like to, let's say, give some kind of JSON response. Okay, so the return the response with status code. Okay, so these are the HTTP codes. Now if you go to Postman, when you make a GET request, let me make quickly a GET request here. Okay, send. We got the successful response, and you see the status 200 we got. Okay, so there are such status code used in HTTP communication. Okay, so 200 means okay. Sometimes you might see 404, that means page not found. So when we're building an API, we need to make sure that we give the right status code. Okay, so if there is error, we want to give this status code of 400 error. Okay, then we also want to give some kind of a JSON response. Okay, so error. So anything goes wrong, we give the error response. Okay, so if that's not the case, if it was successful, then what do we want to do? We want to give the response at this time as well, but this time it's going to be 200 success status code. Okay, and the JSON response, let's say message. We can even give message, but it doesn't make sense, so let's actually give the actual post, the one that was just created. Okay, so this way we can create a new post, we can set the post, and we also make sure that we check if there is error. We console log, we give the JSON response with the error message. Okay, but if it was successful, then we give the JSON response with the actual post that was created. Okay, with this, let's save this file. Let's go here and try one more time. Make it a post method. Let's make the post to the correct route here. Headers, we have content type application JSON. Body, we have these title and body. Beautiful, we're ready to go. Let's hit send. Okay, now we got the response because we are giving the JSON response, and this is the actual post we just created. Beautiful. Okay, now not only here, we should see this in the database as well. So let me give it a refresh, and as you can see, collections, we have one post collection. Okay, let's click here, and as you can see, that document is here, the title and body. Okay, so congratulations, you have successfully created your very first post. Okay, now this lesson has been very long, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm sure you understand quite a lot, and it is exciting. From now on, it gets more and more exciting. All right, so this is it for this lesson. Let's move on to the next lesson and do more cool stuff. All right, I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.